Hello everybody, we're going through the WIT book, chapter 3, A and B, each one is 20 questions, and this one does have some diagrams in it. I will describe the diagram and or just flip up the book and show you, so you see what I am seeing. These books are available through the American Welding Society, American Welding Society seminars. If you take one, they are spendy, so if you need to take one, see what you can do for the affordability, as mine ran over $3,000 for the seminar, the hotel, travel, stuff like that. Anyway, here we go. Which of the following is... Oh, and I will just do the question and the answer. I'm not going to give A, B, C, D, because on the test they could flip-flop it, so never memorize the order of the letters. So, which of the following is designated by a green colored end on a tungsten electrode? That is pure titanium. Tungsten. Sorry, my bad. I read the wrong. They had titanium in this, so I accidentally read that. Tungsten, pure tungsten. Identify the welding process that is considered to be a chemical welding process. Oxyacetylene welding, or OAW. Select the process using a focused beam of electrons as a heat source for fusion welding. And that is EBW, or electro beam welding. With the American Welding Society system of shielded metal arc welding electrode classification, the second to the last digit refers to welding position. Because if you ever look at a rod, it's just usually, the numbers are usually 4 or 5. So one of the most common ones used is like a 70-18. So you know the first two is going to be thousands of pounds. Then you have the position, and then it's composition of coating. So I remember that's how it works. I have to go back over my electrode stuff, to be honest. Which mode of metal transfer in gas metal arc welding provides the lowest amount of heat to the workpiece and therefore prone to incomplete fusion? Is that right? Yeah. That's short circuit. Short circuit is pretty much good on one thing, and that is sheet metal, because it's very cold. And if you do sheet metal for like your house or your roofing and stuff, you know it's very thin. So just doing like a zap, 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 that's about all you're gonna get. It's very... I've used it once, and it was just in college, just to know the difference between each, from spray, globular, droplet, stuff like that. And it is very cold, very slow, in my opinion, compared to other processes. What technique is employed with plasma arc welding to produce full penetration weld without a bevel edge prep? And that is keyhole. So if you ever look at, it's got like a little bit of a gap in your welding, you see that little hole, that's going to be your keyhole, and you're filling it in. I've had keyholes that are just two plates put together, because you just have a little melt through, because you're trying to get the penetration to pieces that are just a little bit separated. So it's your keyhole. Which arc welding process provides a very efficient means of joining attachments to some planar surfaces? Did I say that right? Yeah. And that is SW, which is solder welding, if I remember right. SW, solder welding. Which of the following is an advantage of brazing? The process can be used to join dissimilar metals. Which of the following is a non-contact welding process, requires no electrodes, and is not influenced by the presence of magnetic fields? If I remember, that's L, isn't it? Yeah. LBW, or laser beam welding. I'd love to see that in person someday. A distorted magnetic field that deflects the welding arc is caused by, let's see, isn't it? Yeah. No. Yeah. Arc blow. Which of the following pieces of equipment is not always required for flux core arc welding? I remember this. Yeah. External shielding gas. I thought I was right. I just have to double check myself. Yes. I have all the answers written here, so I don't give you the wrong answers. So if you see me glancing over, that's what I'm doing. A transformer rectifier power source used for gas metal arc welding axial spray transfer would use blank as a shielding gas. And then it's a 98 argon to 2 oxygen. Sorry. Which of the following is not an arc welding process? Yeah, that's what I thought. ESW, or electroslag welding. And if you haven't done or seen what electroslag welding is, it's kind of neat. I suggest going on YouTube and taking a look at it. Not something I'd want to do. So, what current is typically used when welding aluminum with the gas tungsten arc welding process? Alternate current, AC. If you use DC, it I did that one time on accident on a boat. Not a good deal when you accidentally flip the switch. Solidification cracking due to improper width to depth ratio of the weld bead is a serious problem primarily associated with which of the following processes? If I remember right. Yeah. SAW, or SAW. It's a shielded arc welding. Which of the following component is used with plasma arc welding but not with gas tungsten arc welding? I believe I got that right. Yeah. Constructing orifice. Wet welding process produces welds in a single pass with the progression uphill along the joint. Did I say that right? Yeah, that's right. It's ESW, or electroslag welding. In the electrode classification E71T-5, yes, I have had this question. The second digit 1 refers to, and if I remember right, yes, it's welding positions. So, like the like stick, the E71, if I remember right, is wire feed. I remember right. It's going to be the same thing. That second digit is for your welding position. Wet welding process produces a series of overlapping spot welds. I think that's that one, yeah. Yep. RSEW, which is, I think, resistance electrode welding, if I remember right. I believe that's right, but please don't quote me on the RSEW term on that. I recommend looking it up so I don't give you the wrong information. I think it was resistance electrode welding. I'm not exactly sure. Which of the following solder alloys is most commonly used for industrial applications? Tin, lead. I worked at a lead factory, and they would actually purposely make this solder, and it was in like 1 inch by ½ inch, and they're about 12 inches long or so. And it would actually take a billet, which is like 300 and something pounds a piece. We'd use a crane, put it on top of it, and it would just hydraulic press push it in, and it would come out as the mold would have, and then it get out, hit a piece, and boom, cut it. I thought, that is kind of doesn't look good on a professional level. I was like, how much would it cost for a laser beam to do that? Just go, zoop. It'd be clean. It wouldn't leave a mark. It'd be precise. And I don't think they ever looked into the trying to find an upgrade for that machine. So it is what it is. Okay, that is the first 20 questions. Now we're going to Series B. Which of the following is not a mode of metal transfer gas metal arc welding? It is droplet. What aspect of the gas tungsten arc welding and plasma arc welding process makes them different from other arc welding processes? That is non-consumable electrode. Because it's a tungsten. Which of the following is a disadvantage of the electroslag welding? Complex equipment setup. If you look it up on YouTube, it's like this machine that's set up over, and if I remember right, it has like a hopper, and here's the slag, it dumps it in, and then you have the electrode behind it, and so that way everything is internal. There's no flash or nothing. It just goes dump, bump, and they just follow each other. And what doesn't get used, as in like solidified, is a little vacuum behind it, and it puts it back into the hopper. And then as it goes around, you usually have a person right there that's always watching the machine, and he chips off the slag. Because this thing will just go around and around. Usually good for pipe is its best application. Which of the following is a disadvantage of the ESW process? I'm sorry, I just went over that one. My bad. An E6010 electrode has a minimum tensile strength of 60,000 pounds. How does brazing differ from arc welding? Let's see if I remember right. Yep. Oh yeah, the base metal is not melted. So if you've ever done solder welding, you know it's just like heat up. The most common application is going to be for your household, for like your plumbing. So you got the two joints together, put some flux in there, and you just heat it up, and you just add the solder, and it just goes all the way around it and seals. I mean, you could do brass and copper. You could do a tube steel into copper or brass. It's a pretty neat little deal if you ever want to get into it. But it's not my thing. I know how to do it, and that's all I need. A similarity shared by SAW and ESW is both use a granular flux for which is molten or melted. Okay, this one is what welding process. 7 and 8 are a visual. I will show that, as you can see part of it right here on my book. It says what welding process is depicted in the diagram below, and the 7 and 8 are the same ones, question wise. And you can see one is FCAW, and the other one is GMAW. No, excuse me. ESW if I remember right. But again, when you get this book, like 7 is, FCAW, and 8 is SAW. So that's the shielded arc welding. It has the flux that dumps down, then it's welded, and then you got a little vacuum that comes up behind it. It's not my thing. I haven't seen it personally, but I wouldn't want to run the machine and all that. Very tedious, in my opinion. So, as my instructor, Jim, he showed us a video on it and everything else. Go see, this is all it is. Just like this. Once you have it all set up, just keep on adding adding material to the hopper. And once the weld is done, you take it off and reset everything up again. It's very tedious. He has one in his shop. So, which GMAW mode of metal transfer produces the least amount of penetration? And that is, I had it right, short circuit. Which of the following statements regarding the E7024 shielded metal arc welding electrode is incorrect? And that it's a low hydrogen electrode. No. 5, 6, 8. Those are all low hydrogen. Feel free to jot that down in your memory, because you will get a few questions like that through your test. At least one. Saying, out of these 4 electrodes, which one is low hydrogen? If it ends with a 5, 6, 8, you're golden. You know exactly what it is. If they could add something else in it, which one is a low hydrogen in a such and such position? They could say something like a 70, 20, 25, 28? Or heck, I'll just go fictitious if it doesn't exist. Let's go 70, 28. So you're going, okay, I know that I could go into a flat horizontal, and it's low hydrogen. So you say, what number matches that in the answer? And it's 70, 28, but okay, what is it? They really throw you off. They can give you the number and what does this mean to describe the electrode, and then give you 4 very long answers to where it's like it goes across and then comes back again. So it's a very long answer. It'll really throw you off. I don't remember how I did on that one. They don't give you the answers of how you did. They just give you the percentages of how you did. Let's see here. Shielding for the gas metal arc welding and plasma arc welding process is accomplished through the use of, should be inert gas. Oh, having the best of you would be flammable. That would be a fun day, wouldn't it? What welding process utilizes E70T-11 electrodes? Is it FCAW? Yes, flux core arc welding, FCAW. Which of the following materials of the OFC process is not suitable to cut? And it's oxy-fuel cutting. The only thing it really cannot cut, because we already know it'll melt aluminum, it'll cut small diameter pipe, it'll do thin steel, but it will not do quenched and tempered steels or high alloy like stainless steel, high carbon steel. It will not cut. You're better off with, if you're in a shop, you have it, you're going to end up using a cutting machine. So, which of the following is a limitation of the SW process. Yep. It is prone to mechanical issues. And if I don't remember right, SW is submerged welding? I think that's right. Submerged. No, which of the following is a limitation of the laser beam welding? And if I remember right, that's it. Yes. Weldability can be adversely affected with reflective materials, seeing how it is a laser beam. Right. The EBW, or electro beam welding, can produce single pass welds in materials up to 4 inches. Now, my hand is a little over 6 inches. So if you're going from here to about here, that's 4 inches. That's pretty thick. See if I'm right, laser beam welding goes to 2... No. 1 1/4, 1 3/4, something like that. So it still does pretty thick. Oblong shaped discontinuities can be a problem in the termination of a weld with which of the welding processes. Now remember, oblong, so kind of just odd shaped. And it is plasma arc welding. I saw a video on that. It's pretty cool. I'd like to see it in person, as that was only talk, including laser beam welding was just talk when I was going to college when I graduated in '99. It was just, is technology coming? We don't know when it's going to be here, and I want to see this technology. It sounds really cool. In the filament metal classification, F7 P6-EM12K, what does the P represent? Post-weld heat treated, or also known as PWHT. Right now, soldering filament metals melt at or below what temperature? If I remember, it was that one. I'd be wrong. 840 degrees. I thought it was at 650. It's 840 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the conclusion of Chapter 3, Part A and B questions. This video is actually going to be uploaded. I did a live one that was about 12 minutes already. This one is longer, as you can tell. Please like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I believe my video of me doing the seminar is already uploaded. I have to redo a video that explains why I want to go in and be a CWI and the advantages and disadvantages, stuff like that. But anyway, everybody take it easy. Learn a lot. Enjoy. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and you guys take care. Bye.